Hey guys, welcome back to D&D. So a quick recap of last episode. We are making sense of the attack on the convoy, on the parade of individuals, trying to figure out why it happened, if it will happen again, and who's responsible for it. So we've made a little bit of headway. Thaddeus has started to talk to the group as a whole. We understand why it's happening, thanks to understanding why Lady Thema was being attacked, and we're trying to make some decisions based on that. We are very close to civilization. We're not far off. We expect we can get them there soon. We're trying to figure out what we make of the new information that's been brought to light to us. So, Thaddeus, you want to continue where you were at?
I didn't know I had more to do. Everyone's headed to the caravan and booting up. I don't know that I've got much more to say to him.
Finished his awesome speech, and everyone said, "Okay, sounds good." And then everyone started getting into the wagon, and we were about to go.
I think, unless there's something.
No, that could be totally fine. Okay.
If there's folks lollygagging, I'm perfectly happy to set them straight.
You'll pat them with the flat part of your great axe. Wait, not a great axe from you.
Warhammer.
Yeah.
The soft part of my war.
Is there a soft part of a warhammer? But I'll believe you. If you say you pat them with the soft part of your warhammer, I'll believe that.
The handle.
Okay, so we have basically said to everyone, the general mission remains the same. We are here as part of expressing the sentiments of what was it called, Adam?
Sorry, the Peacesmith or the
Peacesmith? We're absolutely directly trying to encompass the beliefs of the Peacesmith, but the Peacesmith is in of itself under attack from external forces. So we need everybody to understand that they are in danger so long as they sit around wasting time. So please be as quickly as possible in accumulating your stuff, getting moving, and let's get out of this region so we can get you to the next location. Okay?
I'll happily continue to exhort them from the top of this table.
So everyone basically does that. Everyone gets ready. Everyone is moving. You're moving at a much faster pace. And sort of no lollygaggers. Everyone's on horses or in a wagon if they're a child, for example. The Thema and all the children are in a wagon, sort of almost riding as closely as possible, depending on whether you guys go ahead of the group or patrol around the sides, etc. What's the aim of the group? So are you going to ride at night and get there in a day, or are you going to ride, stop, wake up again, and get there in a day and a half?
I think we ride as far as we can during the day, but we still have to stop at night, I think.
Okay.
I can't see shit at night.
Yeah, he can't see shit at night.
Okay.
So,
although is it harder for them to catch up with us, mess with us if we're moving?
Yeah, of course. Why would it not be harder? If we're moving further, they have to follow us further to catch up with us.
well,
Right. So does it make sense to keep going?
Yes.
I mean, if this guy's making portals to some other world, then it doesn't actually make any difference if
Why
they're
do we
just
know?
teleporting.
How do we know he's making portals?
We don't know for sure, but we can kind of guess that that's a possibility if he's on a different plane.
Why do we think
he
he's
can
on
make
this
portals?
plane?
Because Thema
That's actually a decent question. These beasts, I mean, I would be pretty fluent with the animals of the area. Would these things be natural to where we are, or would it strike me as weird that they come from somewhere else?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll share that with
Especially in mountainous area, these sorts of creatures. So the snakes, especially, you'd think of more like maybe either a swamp or a jungle, somewhere hot or somewhere sort of, like that. And the Neogi, they're from nests, and they're not in this sort of environment either. So yeah, it's a bit strange.
So they might be from this realm, but definitely just not from this region.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Which means somebody's either put them in crates and drove them all here, or they're opening portals, right?
Yeah.
Which means one way or the other, they can put a portal on top of us. How far we're going to be when they do it is the question.
Possibly. I mean, in some sense, if it doesn't matter where we're at compared to where they release their attack, then the situation calls for us to be in the most defensible position as possible. And that may not be further away, that may be closer and defensible. It depends how they're approaching us.
Tell you what, can we...
So are you guys, as a group, like, riding at the front of the column discussing this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the way I see it is we ride all day, and then we set up camp, and are very likely attacked at night while we're set up camp. Or we ride all day, and then we continue to ride all night, and we're attacked at night while we're traveling.
We are a small group of armsmen facing a unknown enemy with a large group of non-combatants. I suggest we pick our ground better than... I think that is a better solution than trying to pick no fight at all, because I don't think we pick that.
I agree.
Actually, that was going to be my suggestion. Can we eye the train as we travel? And if there's a spot, a good spot 2 hours before dark, stop there instead of pressing forward. If there's a more defensible spot, I would rather spend the night there and travel the next day.
Do you guys want to define what we're looking for?
Well, are we traveling into hills? Is that the impression I got? That we're traveling...
Riding through a mountain range.
All right, so if we can find a defensible canyon...
There will be big rocky areas, for example, that you could, like a canyon or like a big, maybe like a quarry sort of area. You could definitely find that. Yeah.
Something so that we wouldn't necessarily be like we were last night, where we have to worry about 360 degrees of being attacked on. If we could just limit and focus our watches to a particular area, that would be great.
Okay.
Yeah, and if it takes 2 days rather than one, but we have a defensible night, we're going to have a fight, but it's going to be a better managed fight.
I don't think you can push children and pregnant women for 2 days of riding. I don't think you can.
Yeah, and I would just like to point out mechanically for the guys that aren't familiar with 5e, if we go into a second day, we go into exhaustion, which gives you disadvantage on all your skill checks, which isn't the end of the world, but it's still pretty rough. If you go past that, there's additional benefit. So if you don't sleep at night, there are mechanical things that happen.
Oh, no.
I guess
I meant spend the night in a canyon, and then go on the second day.
No, I agree. I agree with the sentiment of what you're expressing, Kevin, which is let's not worry about how far we travel in a day. If we get past a certain point, and then we're looking for defensible terrain.
Right.
I agree with that.
DM also is all the guards and stuff. They're the militia that's traveling with us. What race would they majority be? I mean, is it
human?
It's pretty much human, or is it all human?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So there's not really a
great... the Baroness.
Okay, so there's not a good mechanical reason to put a few of them inside carts and have them sleep through the day so that they can stay awake at night because they can't see shit. So. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, if there's there's no one that has your racial advantage. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I can talk to animals. If you find a spot with some wildlife, I can maybe talk to animals and ask them if they saw any hostile snakes.
So it sounds like what we've decided as a group is we need to get our fucking ass in gear. We're looking for a defensible terrain as we progress, but our primary objective is to move this group along as much as possible during the day and defend as much as possible during the night. Yes?
Correct. Right.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what we're moving forward with.
And now that we've had this chat, we should spread around the primary wagon a little bit and have the militia flank sides and back.
Okay. Fine with
Sure.
that.
So who is going to be the person who goes out and finds this place you want to settle down in?
I think that's a great job for me.
Yep. I agree.
Right, because you're the druid. Go for it.
And so how are you going to go about that?
Well, when it would get close to stopping time, I would try to ride out a little bit in front of the group and just look for like alcoves or.
We're not a small group. We're in the. I think we're around 40 maybe.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't be a small alcove, but it would be maybe something big, something.
We've
to
also
cut
got to
off
have
directions.
room for all the wagons as well. So who was it that could speak to animals?
He can.
Me.
I also can.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would like to let Keks do that.
For that matter, if we're in mountainous terrain, I might be able to just as we travel get a sense of as a dwarf structures, features, likely places to find a crevasse, that sort of thing.
Okay.
I am a mountain dwarf.
Does that affect one of your rolls, or any sort of checks that you would make?
Means I'm fucking cool. Yeah, actually.
I'm sure it does.
There's stonework knowledge. Seems like it might.
Yeah, so that would do. If you want to make that as a check. Pattack, I guess yours could be survival, and then
I can also try to talk to the plants, literally to the plants.
I'm not talking to a fucking plant. Period.
You can choose then like survival or nature, and I guess Mandred as well. You'd use nature to try and communicate to an animal.
So just to check, my stonework knowledge skill is intelligence sub history, which is not the normal breakdown. So should I roll history?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is the normal intelligence.
And then you add
yep. It's just the history roll.
So add double your proficiency bonus to the check.
Proficiency is 2 for you, so you
Sure.
have 4.
So whatever you roll, just add 2 more.
So
okay.
As
so
we travel, I would like to check a few more times.
So this is a two-way interaction. So Thaddeus says, Pattack, you should go that way, because I can see in the formation of the rock, I think there's going to be some good alcoves there. And Pattack's like, oh, well, he's a dwarf, I trust him, great. So he heads off in this direction. And he gets there, and he's very thorough, and he doesn't really find what he was looking for and what he was told, and he sort of heads back towards the camp.
All right, great. I'll pull back in, and I'll say, hi, there wasn't really anything there. I'm a bit worried about where we're going to camp tonight. I think it's all up to you, Mandred.
To find a good spot.
Maybe you could.
You could ask the rabbits.
Maybe you could talk to a rabbit and maybe figure it out.
All right. Can I know what animals are nearby or in my vicinity?
No, you just have to talk to them and hope.
Yeah, if you want to roll perception.
All right.
Can I help him look?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to watch him help.
So advantage.
Who's
advantage
helping?
for him, or we both roll?
You both roll. Yeah, you
Okay.
both roll.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, you can definitely see there's some little insects around, maybe that you can consider talking to. You don't see any actual wildlife or anything around. It's very, very sort of barren plain here, but you can see sort of maybe a little spider on the side of a rock or a lizard maybe.
That's
or something
good.
like that.
I turn to Mandred and I say, Mandred, this seems to be your type of decision. What have you found for us?
Well, we have a lot of very small tunnels worms can go into in the ground.
Mandred,
but
you
that's
realize
basically
none of
all.
us are the size of worms. We have a population of civilians who are trying to keep safe. Anything you want to say about that?
Mandred not know?
Excellent. Excellent.
I just turn to the rest of the party. I'm like, and I turn around so Mandred can't see me, and I mouth, Mandred not know. All right. All right. Well, I guess we'll turn to other indicators then. Pretty simple indicators. We're just looking for high ground as the first and foremost. We're looking for our flanks
still at the
being
end of the
covered.
day. So you've got plenty of time to maybe check again on the route. So if you want to try again, using the same sort of ideas. You know,
Same
maybe
sort
look
of
for
brilliance
something.
we've used in the past. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it's kind of important that wherever we
let's-
stop is roughly halfway there, though.
Yeah.
Or
Like at the moment,
Or
you're looking
over.
pretty early on, so
Or over, yeah.
yeah, so let's press forward until we're more desperate, and at the point we become more desperate, then go for.
I guess for a party this large, though, I would start to become fairly desperate around dusk. That would be desperate for me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's circle the wagons on high ground, like you were indicating. But
Okay.
up until then, let's
Sure.
keep
Yeah,
pressing
that's not how
forward.
that works.
okay. What do you do at lunch? People
At
you
lunch
would normally
or-
stop.
At lunch,
Yeah.
we say, I know you guys have been a climate. We keep the fuck moving at lunch.
Right.
Yeah,
Perfect.
we give him a little nudge and say,
You
sit
just
in your
make sure
wagons.
everyone's aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it continues on into sort of you get into sort of towards late afternoon. It's been very uneventful. All the guards are reporting everything's fine and everyone seems calm and nothing's happened. If you guys want to go out and maybe check again, that's at your discretion, or if you want to wait longer until the evening.
I'm keeping abreast of what's going on, but I mean I get regular reports. This is the point of guards and timing and
Yep.
schedules and whatnot. I get regular reports. Something's out of the ordinary, I will go check on it, but otherwise I will continue to move on as if it hasn't.
So let's run another set of checks. If it's late afternoon, if we don't find it now, we're pressing on toward desperation. So let's do a late afternoon check for sure.
Okay.
Sure.
What do you want us to do?
So I'm gonna do again. Can I do the
Sure.
stonework knowledge? And
Yep. And if Sean, you want to ride out again, or
Yeah.
panther around, I expect
Yeah.
you'd move faster as a cat. So I don't know if that's advantageous or
maybe do that without my input, so I don't waste your time. Huh?
right.
I
Alright.
would do that, but all of my checks are way worse off as a panther.
Oh, really? Right. Okay.
Yeah, except for smell-based perception.
Yeah, we're not really looking for what smells the
Yes.
best place. We're looking for something fortifiable. So
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I will
maybe we
stay
ask
in
the-
regular form.
the stonework-oriented dwarf as opposed to the panther. What smells nice?
Yeah.
How about a 21?
Okay, so you've got a much better lay of the land now, and you're absolutely sure that if you guide the caravan slightly off course towards the evening in this sort of direction up this canyon, you definitely find somewhere suitable for your location that you're looking for.
And I am firmly against that, and I don't think that he knows what he's talking about at all.
You're like, no, you sent me there last time. You were wrong. I don't believe you. It's not that way.
It's
Listen.
definitely the other way. I don't think you have any clue.
Listen, you festering lick spittle, don't doubt my word.
When you lead us all to our doom, then I'll remind you when you did.
All right, so that's where we go, and we check it out. We find whatever Thaddeus has found. What has Thaddeus found?
Okay, so 2 seconds.
It'll be a lovely little defile
Little B&B, hidden,
Perfect.
nestled in the mountains.
filled with ogres, not the friendly tiara-wearing ogres.
Talking about, we bring the tiara-wearing ogres with us.
Can I just point out that there's a little mountainy area where we're surrounded by mountains on one side and it's open on the other, like the DM knew all along exactly what we were going to do, and we just
No.
walked into his little trap?
No, you can't say shit.
Okay.
You're a player, not a DM. You just.
Okay.
All right,
This
here we
looks
are.
Tell you,
very-
I could tell you later.
Very
Let's put it that way.
inhospitable.
Here we are.
So, you see this? Can you see this map? Okay, everyone
Yeah.
see this map?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's fine.
cool.
Yeah.
So these, what look like cracks in the floor, are actually like raised up, sort of like ridges.
Okay. So they're taller than they look.
Well, they're about they're kind of like a very low wall. So imagine maybe like I don't know 3 foot normally, maybe 5 foot at some high points, maybe.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Thematically, this looks terrifying.
Yep.
Is everyone here? I think I've got every token here,
Yeah.
all the important ones
I'm
anyway.
here.
Okay.
So yeah, you pull into this sort of barren plateau ravine area. You get the wagon sort of into the sort of almost like the most defensible areas you can within these highest parts of the walls, and everyone sort of settles in. You're looking at about, I guess, 6-7 p.m. as you sort of everyone's unpacked and ready.
Okay.
Do we have any special way of adding like some kind of, I don't know, like fortifications almost or something?
Yeah, you can ask the militia to dig something. It's not going to be very much. We already have a couple. We have natural walls around.
Yeah, I mean, what else do you want to do? I mean, you've passed.
We have 7 dudes. What do you want to do with 7 dudes?
There's been very little like trees, for example, on the way up, so you couldn't like go cut down some trees to make barricades or anything like that. So you're kind of limited in what you could use around you. But yeah, you could definitely dig something if you wanted to do something.
Are we
like
allowing fires?
Yeah, you've got like firewood and stuff
sure.
with you. So
okay, we are allowing fires. So we're not trying to do sneaky, in which case we should do fortified. So all right, when we stop, I will ask our militia to take advantage of the natural terrain and to dig ditches and otherwise add dirt to the height of these walls and try to make them fortifiable positions. I understand it's not going to be perfect, but we can take what nature has given us and make it a bit better.
Okay, so you're trying to make the whole thing like a 5-foot wall?
Yeah,
or...
yeah, that's the goal.
Okay.
Okay.
What time of evening is it?
About 7 p.m.
All right. Well, as everyone's pouring out of the wagons and milling about, I'll say, feel free to enjoy your impure shenanigans for another 2 hours before lights out.
Can you make a persuasion roll?
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
I'd love to.
Gosh, I love that.
Let's see that.
Everyone just sort of, cheers and sort of like with their glass kind of thing and sort of nods in approval and sort of, understands
Yay.
the situation.
Yay, impure perversions.
Shenanigans.
Filthy,
Shenanigans.
is there bits of this that you'd want to prioritize first?
Yeah. Well, my concern is to where we've come from, because we're clearly being pursued. So I would spend extra time fortifying the direction we've approached from. So I think that's south in this scenario, but I would be managing the groups doing that and basically overseeing what they've done for the protection of that.
Actually, can I clarify, please?
Yeah.
Our entire northern wall is a cliff or is wide open?
So you've essentially, can you guys see this? Oh, that's not a very good color. Hang on.
We can see the south.
You see this ruler?
No.
No.
Okay.
Wait.
What about now?
Nope.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So
okay.
so essentially you rode up around the side of
Okay.
this, and then you sort of came in along the top, and you sort of come in at this sort of angle.
Okay.
But the rest of this sort of cliff face here, this is all one sort of solid wall.
So
you're
all
kind of
all to the north of us is a solid wall.
Yeah, just about basically. Yeah, there was
Okay.
like a little bit before the 5-foot wall began that you could sort of scooch around, and
Then we
you're
are
sort of in this
100%
area.
fortifying the southern wall
Right,
and the
okay.
approaches to that, and we are adding dirt to the already differential heights and basically fortifying the position that we'd be attacked by something from ourselves.
So is it just an elevation change, or is it like up and then down again? So is it like a wall, or is it just like, if you climb up this 5-foot thing, then you're on flat ground again?
It's so bits of it are very sort of thin, like wall shaped. As you add dirt to the bits that aren't as high as you want them, they sort of begin to form small slopes. But in essence, it's a small wall.
Okay. Can
But
we
it's
like?
just over and back down on all of them.
Say again?
But it's just over and back down on all of it. It's not
Yeah.
a raised platform anywhere.
No.
Okay.
Can we like set up a few fires? Like,
Where would you like them?
I mean, basically just like, I don't know, like 50 feet out of the 3 directions.
Oh, you want like decoy fires?
Well, just
Are we,
because it's
are
at
we
night.
telling the
so
group we're
if
doing?
something's...
Are Are we telling the group we're with they can't have fires for their food?
No, they can have fires too. But if we have some fires sort of further out where we might expect people at night, then we'll be able to see them a lot sooner than.
Okay.
Before, it's just for illumination.
Sure, I'm all for it. We'll put a couple of forward fires ahead of the pitted walls.
Right.
Okay. Let me just pop these in.
Yep, looks good.
Anything else you want to add?
No.
I think
Okay.
we are
Does the
very
party
much on
help?
edge. Yes. Yep. Well, I help. My assumption is we are here to guard, and this is very much our domain. So I'm actively helping. Yes.
Yeah.
And then go ahead.
The wagons are solid top. Can we get a couple guys, archers, up on top of those that can see over the walls and do some ranged protection from up
Yeah.
there?
Do we have any militia who can shoot?
Yep. There's a couple of guys with bows.
All right. We'll tell them.
They're like the hunters, I guess, of the party.
We're in a good spot. It's we don't have a lot of room to maneuver, but if someone approaches us, they're gonna have to approach versus a very clear line of fire. If you can post yourselves on top of the wagons for the night, that would be extremely beneficial to our defenses.
So is this wagon sort of like the biggest wagon?
They're both 3x3, so they're both quite large.
Okay. How about over the night we do the same sort of 4-person shifts and just the person on watch is just always on this southern wagon, keeping an eye out.
Yeah. It's good.
And everyone else, whoever's not on watch is sleeping, is just like next to the wagon.
Okay.
Is there any other fortifications we want to do before we go through?
No. We already fortified the existing nature. I think that's totally reasonable.
I think I'd like to make the perimeter before we turned in for the night.
All right, I'll go with you because that's been something I'm interested in. So
I think it's probably best if we all go as a group, maybe, while everyone else is still awake.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so what are you doing as a group?
We're
going to just make a perimeter, yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to check the militia's set up for the perimeter, make sure everything is according to what we want for defenses.
Okay.
So we're not leaving anywhere to go around. We're just checking our wall, basically, right?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay. You guys want to do investigation?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what I wanted to do.
My rolls are so shit.
Okay. So Thaddeus, Mandred, and Pattack all sort of they're moving together almost like a group, sort of inspecting and sort of agreeing with each other. Everything sort of seems okay, and it's up to their sort of standard. Seeker and Jalana maybe at different ends of the spectrum here, where they're like, no, we definitely need a bit over here. They start calling people over, and you get this bit of the wall fixed, and Jalana sort of eyes up a few people's quivers and notices they're actually empty. So you sort of fill those up for the stupid militiamen that just didn't bring their quivers,
sure.
Etc. So yeah, everything's wasn't quite up to par, but you sort of made sure it was.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
I think I address the group and say the militia's on guard here, but I think some of us should be up at every given hour here. I'm happy to take first watch or whatever. Just let me know. Let's right now between us decide on watches. I'll take first watch.
I assume we just do the. Okay. I assumed we'd just do the same watches that we did last time.
That's fine.
I don't see shit.
Yeah, but we can do that.
Yeah. Well, everyone. Yeah, Mandred, you just keep your ear open. You sleep. We'll let you know.
Mandred just sits down with his back against the wagon, and if anyone needs to wake him up, you just drop something off the wagon on his head, and he wakes up. He's like,
kettle full of hot water on his crotch.
What do you need killed? What do you need killed?
Yeah, perfect.
Exactly.
Okay, so our point is that we are distributing ourselves across the course of the night, so the militia isn't there alone, and we are attempting to get rest in between doing that.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Who's first, second, third, etc.?
I'll take
I'm
first.
first.
Oh, I'll take second then.
Well, if we were doing the same order, you would have been last.
I'll be last then.
I'm third.
I don't know what the fuck our order was. Okay.
Third
Okay,
is,
so
third is
just
mine.
do general perception rolls, please.
Okay.
Or just the person on watch?
Hey,
Yeah, for each person. So each one of you do it.
finally rolled not shit.
Okay. So at the beginning of the night, it just sort of rolls over. Everyone's very, very attentive, and nothing's sort of really going on. Watches begin to change, and as the second watch comes in, again, nothing's really happening. Everyone seems a bit tense. People are checking up on the archers, and they're trying to see what they can see, but they don't have dark vision like you guys. So it's the torches are helping, and the campfires are helping that you put out, but they're a bit wary. And then it comes around to the third watch, which you said was Thaddeus. Is that right?
Yeah.
And
Sadly.
there's something strange. Definitely, the wind's changing, and you're not quite sure if you can hear maybe like it's not hooves, but something maybe similar, but it's almost imperceptible. It's right on the edge, and you're not sure whether you're just hearing things or whether it was just a flick of the wind.
I'm going to wake up probably Jalana and Pattack,
Okay.
and just give him a nudge and say, I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
Your bad feeling is my bad feeling.
There's an ill wind blowing. I feel it in my bones.
All right, well, Jalana's not thrilled about being woken up, but she will heed Thaddeus' warning, and she will look around for whatever ill wind cause is afoot.
Okay.
Should I do like a perception or?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Use your ill wind skill.
Oh, and I'm
Right.
supposed to be on the wagon.
Right.
I'm on the wagon.
So is that 16
Yeah,
or
16.
the 21? Was that your one for watch?
The 21 was for
The 21
the
was for his watch.
was for the second watch.
Yeah, so you can
16
hear the
or
sound of
16.
like really rapid, heavy motion, almost like a horse, but not quite. It's much faster than a horse. Like maybe it's got more than 4 legs, or maybe it's just very, very quick, or maybe there's lots of them. You're not really sure.
Like
Get-
8 legs?
Well, potentially.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Is it loud enough so that I can hear it now?
Not quite.
What
Okay.
direction is it coming from?
No, it's not deafening.
Hey, easy there, Tex.
What direction is it coming from?
Kind of like, let's see, am I on the right layer? Like over here?
Okay, so that's kind of the direction that we... Oh, well, no, wait, we came from the west, right? Yeah.
No, it's definitely it's definitely the way you came.
Oh,
Like, because this is like a canyon that sort of winds.
Mhm.
So you guys have come in and then gone round, and you can hear it coming from like, there's only really one entrance and exit into this place, and it's coming from that.
Okay. All right. So noise is approaching. Some of us are awake. 3 of 5 are awake. 2 of us slumber on. And
It's-
One of you is a Borg?
2 of us slumber on, asshole. One of us is a Borg.
You said 3 of 5 is awake. I wasn't sure which one of us.
No, that's not an individual.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
literally a number. There's 5
Oh.
of us, 3 of whom are awake.
Oh, that was a ratio. I see.
Yeah. Soon you'll.
Horatio.
That's fine.
okay,
7
so
of
I
10
suppose
remains asleep, but 3 of 5 of us are awake.
before waking everyone up, can you just take a second to listen a little bit more to tell, like, if
I'm
it's,
not
if
awake,
it's
so
approaching? I'm not asking you. I'm asking the DM. Can I
what did
listen
you say?
can I listen to hear if, like, it sounds like it's getting closer, or?
Oh, it's absolutely getting closer. Yeah, it's getting
Okay,
louder,
that's fine.
more perceptible.
Okay. So then wake everyone up.
Wake up, you sleeping bastards. It's time to go to war.
Time for
Basic.
kill.
Oh, yep. Oh. Mandred, it's time for some killing.
What happened?
Yeah.
All right. Gentlemen, I think this is a really good spot for a break in the video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be back shortly with the conclusion of this. So thank you for watching. See you soon.